Welcome back. We are here with this exceptional panel of women celebrating Women's History Month. So I put this panel together obviously because we're closing out Women's History Month. And so I'd like to ask three influential women here in Buffalo, what is a woman or who is a woman that inspires you? I know that's hard.
You started with you.
Goodness,
I mean,
so
I'm just going in order.
There's so many. So I am, by training, I am a journalist, right? So I have a degree in TV production from Canisius. And I've always wanted to be in journalism because I love books. Books are my thing. Since I was a very little kid, I've been collecting books like forever. And so authors, women authors always, just struck me as extraordinary, right? And I'm talking about the Toni Morrisons and Zora Neale Hurstons. And, those women just allowed me to feel seen, but then allowed me to feel like I could dream, right? And just do whatever it was that I wanted to do. So those are just two women. But I mean, if I had to pick one, it would actually be another duo. And, I think it's going to sound a little cliche, but it's true. It's my mom and my sister. My mom, we had a tough upbringing. We went through a lot as children, but my mom was just amazing through it all, right? Like, she overcame so many different obstacles and she still held our family together, right? And she still raised great kids, right? I was born and raised on the east side of Buffalo. It really was not easy for us growing up. And my mom, she just stuck it out and she just never left, right? She never left physically or mentally or emotionally. She was still our mother, no matter what she was going through. And then my big sister, who, just kept me under her wing, right? And taught me everything that she knew. I was 5 years old when, she was, a lot older than me, but she was going through school and I started learning to read by reading the encyclopedia, right? Because she had to do research projects and stuff like that in school. And so that's how I learned how to read. I would read encyclopedias. And so that's how I became obsessed with books. And so, I have two amazing, strong women who raised me, and for me, those are the women who shaped who I am today. Yeah.
So, I have to give a shout out to certainly there's some individual women, right? I think about Eleanor Roosevelt, who was way before her time and, paved a lot of the policy and politics and behind the scenes and out front, did some amazing work. But I also have to give a shout out to the amazing women who every day are doing things in our community that no one ever sees. We talk about powerful women and influential women, and there is some really important things happening behind the scenes, whether it's, saving a nonprofit or, figuring out how to continue to provide services in certain ways or to really sacrifice because, there's a need, right? There's a particular need and there isn't always funding to support that need, but you have to do something about that need. And there's so many strong women really committed in this community to their work, and it happens without people knowing, and yet it's so important to our community. So, I'm not one to single anyone out. Through my course, I've had male and female mentors and sponsors, and I started as a physical therapist, so I had 3 guys who kind of helped lift me up and keep me going and told me I could pass the exam and those sorts of things. And so I think there are a number of people, but we certainly have to applaud the incredible women in general in our community.
Yeah. I second that, definitely. There's so many elders and even younger set. I'm sort of in the middle, but elders and younger set in our communities that have been doing so much and have been handling so much and being the strength and the backbone and everything that they need to be, as well as the women in my family and my husband's family who, we day to day see that strength and that confidence and that poise and the grace and the beauty. And we also see the pain. We also are able to recognize the things that they have gone through, the traumas that they're overcoming. And because of the world that we're in right now, we see them allow themselves grace. in order to accept the things that they're going through or to not accept the things that they're going through and to choose to overcome them and to choose to keep going no matter what it is. But while they're still moving, they're still bringing people along with them. So that is, to me, so powerful, you know, whether it's their children, whether it's their community partners or their loved ones in the community, they're still bringing people with them.
Yes.
And that is a beautiful inspiration.
Which, by the way, you guys have all done amazing things in our community and have incredible accolades and accomplishments, but the reason why I define you three as influential women is because I see the work that you're doing to throw that ladder back and continue to support and uplift other women of color, and people in general to make this a better place, right? Especially the work you guys are doing for the East Side. As soon as I got to Buffalo, I asked people, I said, what is one of the biggest challenges Buffalo is facing? And a lot of people said, you know, we need to do more for the East Side. We need help. We need it to be better. We need to give money. We need to create resources and bring them. And I know all of you guys individually and with your work through your organizations have work to do that. Now, for the young viewers out there, some girls, some young women that are looking at you guys and feeling so inspired and looking and saying, I want to be the next inspiration. I want to do more for my community. I want to be great. What advice do you have for them?
So much advice. I feel like we should
up a chair.
I feel like we should write a book real quick for these young ladies.
There we go.
There is so much advice, but a couple things. Just believe that you can do it, first of all, right? Because it's easy for someone to say you can do it, but if you yourself don't believe you can do it, it's not going to work, right? And so you have to dig deep and say, can I do this? And if you feel that you can do it, no matter what it is, even if you fail at it, do it anyways, right? Because life is about experiences, and experiences are our number one teachers. We learn, we fail, we grow, right? And it's okay, and it's all okay. So if you go to college and you get a degree and that job that you dreamt about isn't working out, go get another degree, right? Like, continue, push. Do whatever it is that you feel you want to do in your soul and in your spirit. And number two, travel. Get away. Yeah. And I mean that. Like, throughout my work with the Single Moms Club, I've met moms and their children who have never left the city of Buffalo, right? And for me, you know, my privilege was showing, right? Like, when I was really young, you know, I had both my parents. And, you know, one of the things we did was we took family road trips. And, you know, so we had been around the country as children. And meeting kids who've never left the city and never seen anything outside of their 5 square miles is a hindrance to their growth as a human. So I want our young girls to go outside. Go outside. Go see the world. Get on a plane. Hop on a bus. Go somewhere and just experience another culture. Just go and eat some different food and, you know, see some different people. I think that's really, really important. And self-love. Love on yourself, always. Love on you. Love on you.
Just to support Zenata, you know, there's actually a lot of research that shows that confidence is more important than competence. Mm-hmm. So I think, you know, that experiential, the people, I also think it's surrounding yourself with people. So
Fake it till you make it. That's what I live by.
That's a good, yeah. And surround yourself with people who will pick you up. You know, I had the luxury and the privilege of going to a women's college. And, you know, I always say it was a place that let you fail. And you got picked back up and dusted off and you know, held leadership roles and did different experiences and opportunities. And I think that's critical. So, you know, the other thing I would say is, when someone opens a door, go through it. So, you know, you don't know what's on the other side. There may be a risk, but it's those opportunities. You know, people are always like, how'd you go from being a physical therapist and a healthcare administrator to head of the, you know, country's largest cancer program to a nonprofit in Buffalo? Yeah. And, you know, it's all connected. Yes, it's connected, right? And I think that's, you know, part of that is passion, right? I want to affect change. I want to make this world a better place. Yeah. And, you know, and you do that by seizing those opportunities opportunities and creating the relationships. And you know, this is going to date myself, and so no little girl would know this, but like I always say, if there was a fire in my house, I'd grab my Rolodex, right? Because like that's the people, those connections that I can maintain for years and years and years are what really build you, and you can build upon to move forward. Absolutely. It's now in my phone, actually, so I grab it. I do still have the paper version.
It's on iCloud.
They don't make the little cards anymore, so that's part of it. So, yeah.
Well, I echo all of these sentiments, and I'm still learning as well, so thank you for that. In addition to all of that, I would definitely say self-care and your independence is important, knowing who you are and what you stand for or stand on, and staying grounded. But above all that, just be who you are. You know, not unfortunately, but we grow up around women, and we're in environments, and you know, we are influenced, and sometimes we forget who we are at the core. So being who you are is very important, and standing on that. Also, when you are in positions or when you are in spaces, use your own unique voice. Oftentimes, we may be in a very great job, wonderful position, and sometimes we forget what that voice is because we think we have to change it to fit in. And instead of accepting who we are and what we've been accepted for in that position, we're there for a reason. Our experiences, our knowledge, our point of view, our lens is what needs to be brought to the table that they are at right now, and they need to use it.
You guys have been exceptional. I want to thank you for your contributions to our community, and thank you for being someone that these people, these young women that are watching you, can look up to. And obviously, like Alexa said, it's always important to be yourself, but when you have role models like you guys, it really makes it easier and clearer in this world that there's people that are doing what you want to achieve. And to be able to see people that look like you, it makes you feel like you have the opportunity to do that as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Women's History Month.
History Month. Yes,
indeed.
Frankenstein's monster isn't her only creation. Mary Shelley is here to whip up a cocktail to kick off your weekend. And we're joined by the talented Molly Conrad for a live performance you won't want to miss. That's all coming up. Stick around.